Next up is next up is Justin Bolander. And surprisingly, he had an offer and he didn't settle. So it's funny that Kim just said that. So Justin, it's all you to share your story.
Yeah, so basically I was let go in February. Um, for the first 2 to 3 months, I didn't get any interviews unless I was a referral. And it was a company that, hey, we interview anyone that is a referral. So um, that was the difficult part. But because of lack of interviews, I panicked and I, like Steve mentioned, I applied for a role that I wasn't really excited about, but I knew I could get in and get a job. And so I applied at Pure Storage as a technical support engineer, um, and was going through that process. And in the meantime, the day before I got the offer there, I had an interview with Penguin Random House, which is the first interview. It was something that excited me, something I hadn't worked on before, and felt like that was my next role. Um, so I got the offer with Pure Storage the following day. I was a little panicked, but luckily my w wife was a voice of reason, and I came to the conclusion it was a good offer, but it wasn't a great offer for me. It was a great offer for someone else. So I turned that down, and unfortunately, Penguin Random House was not for me. I didn't get past the second phase, and I was not doing great. I thought for sure that was what I was going to do. So I continued um, searching, but I actually started getting interviews. And this is what I feel like got me to get the interviews. I'm going to share my screen. So, can everyone see my screen?
It's coming up. Yep.
Okay. So, as you can see here, if I search the past 24 hours, well, first of all, I was applying for anything and everything, old, new, whatever. I didn't look at the date. So that was part of the problem. Secondly, second problem is if I you search most relevant, you can see promoted, 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 promoted. Like everything for a software engineer is promoted, which to me tells me that they're paying LinkedIn to get the top spot. And so they're getting all the clicks, all the interviews, all the resumes. But if you go to the filters and you go to most recent, show like that, then it's not promoted anymore. So I feel like the promoted is not promoting you, it's promoting the company. It's not helping you at all. Um, so keep that in mind. I hope it helps people there. Um,
So this is when you started getting what things started taking off.
yeah, I started getting interviews. I had the week I had the interview with Cosm, and this is Cosm. It's really, really cool. It's a big, huge screen. You got awesome stuff. But I had 3 interviews the day before, the day and the Friday before that. And came in, I was like, oh, cool. I got in the interview and like, we got a bunch of people that are excited to meet you. And I was like, that's surprising. And so in the first interview, they scheduled 2 more following interviews to talk to me because I have the experience with Ansible. I had the experience with the PowerScale, which is what they use. Um, and it just for yeah, this is totally up my alley. This is my passions right here. So my recommendation to you guys, maybe you don't know from the job description or the jobs that it's a passion, but pursue the ones that excite you. Don't just settle for the ones that you can get. Um, as you know, I'm not perfect, but yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen right now. But yeah, what else? Let me see if there's anything else. Um, I had a, sorry. Now Steve, I don't know if your document talks about that. I didn't read it very well. So if it talks about the LinkedIn thing, read the documentation they give you. Um, so I had 4 rounds of interviews at Cosm. The last interview was with the SVP of IT, and his job is to convince you don't want this job because it's going to be lots of work, 24/7, 365, on call type of deal. Um, but they gave me the verbal offer on June 10th. I'm sticking with what I want to do because I rather work on something that's a passion than something that, you know, I can't see a value in. But then, so yeah, verbal offer was on June 10th. I didn't get the official offer till June 18th. So there was a little time frame there. I was a little worried about. So it was Jason Trowbridge. You may be okay. You may be okay. And it will come. Um, if they're getting in contact with you, I met the team last week because they were in town, and yeah, that's what I got. I want to be as quick as possible. So
So I have a question. What do they do? And are you doing the same role you did when you were with
with
oh
Dell,
with Dell EMC, or is this a stretch and you're going to do something different?
it's in a way it's the same, but it is a stretch. It's a lot of there's a lot more than I'm going to be doing. Um, building different things I haven't built before. So it is a stretch, but there is a lot of stuff that I've worked on that I have experience with.
Any particular reason when you were interviewing that you found out why why they were so excited? Because that's not what I always hear. Oh, we're excited
Yeah.
you're here.
Yeah, yeah. It was largely my experience with automation and creating automation for and then my experiences with the power scale because that's what they're using to power these um, yeah, these screens.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let people ask questions, and I'm gonna try to go in the same round that I can. I can't remember who I did before, except for I know I did Dax first.
Just likes to pick you.
I'll take it. Yeah, no, congratulations. That's awesome. I love especially because I'm sure it was a like panic moment when you gave up one and didn't get the one you thought you were going to get. So I'm glad that it came through for you in the end, the right thing. Um, How'd you address in this interview? You just mentioned to Steve that it was, it's going to be a bit of a stretch. There are things that you haven't worked on and stuff. I think that's always valuable to hear how you addressed those types of questions in that interview when they talked about
Mhm.
that side of things.
Well, I'm always a little too transparent, maybe. Um, if I don't know it, I'll say, I don't know, but I can. My idea here would be to do this. I don't know. But I tend to, if I haven't worked on something, I will tell them, I haven't worked on this, but I'm happy to learn it. But yeah, I could do better there.
But you got the job.
I did get the job. Yep.
So here's a tip I used in an interview, and for anybody in tech, I put it in the chat that I need a little mentoring on some of the technical part on the enterprise software from the IT user perspective. But it was a data storage, and it was, it's pretty technical. And I pointed out how I had to transitioned from non-SaaS product over to SaaS product, and in that journey early on, I took CompTIA cloud certification course. And right away, the HR manager is like, yeah, those are tough courses. I said, yeah, but I came out and I really learned, I learned the technical, portion and how to talk to the cloud service. So if I can learn that, I feel I can learn, like you said, I can learn this other, and I'm willing, to take any additional classes that are needed. And, you know,
Yeah. Good idea.
So you did the same thing. I just threw out that CompTIA because I knew that from a tech standpoint that they view that as extremely credible. And
Mhm.
I also could have said the LinkedIn and the Corsica courses that I took, but I didn't because I knew she would know CompTIA. It's a data storage company.
Okay. Thanks, Carol. Next up is Janine.
Congrats, Justin. It's great to hear about your success. A question for you: as you were, doing your search and seeing the different companies that are out there, how did you understand like what the culture is like at those before you go through and figure out is it even worth applying to some of these roles? Because I know you can see like here's the description and does that fit or not, and you can always go look on Glassdoor and see what other people are saying. But that feels like it's really really hard to know until you get into a company and really see like, oh, that's what this like is like, or that's what they meant when somebody made one offhand comment in one of the interviews. So just curious how you tried to suss out what it was going to be like when you get inside the door.
That's a good question. I um usually when I apply, I don't really do much research. And I could, I felt like it's better to have my resume out there and not waste so much time trying to figure out the perfect company to work for. Um, so there's definitely better ways to do it. Um, but once I got an interview, then I would research the company and get more ideas on what they do. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, what would you like? You're going to be reaching out to other people who work at that company, just cold call them and see if they want to talk to you, or were there other tools like Glassdoor or other things that you would do to figure out what people are saying about the company?
There was one company I used with ClearLink because I knew I had someone I went to well, my brother's friend actually was a director there.
Oh,
So I
cool.
used him to get in. Um, but yeah, there were some interviews, yes, I could see in their website that they had like their culture and their what they look for in a candidate, and I would use that as well.
Oh, cool. Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And I think one thing I could say about Justin, Pure Storage, I mean, he could take the job, but it wasn't the fit, and it
Mhm.
was that's what I think he realized that. And it was, do I take the job now and wait and get something better? Yeah, I don't know. Um, Next up is Liz.
Hello, congratulations. It's good to know that there's still some good IT jobs out there.
Congratulations to you too.
Oh, thank you.
We start on the same day, by the way.
Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. But yeah, my gosh, the website looks incredible. I saw Circus du Soleil's coming, so that's gonna be a good
Yeah, yeah.
show. Oh, very cool. Congrats, hanging in there because IT is woof.
It's pretty
Like,
hard. Yeah,
yeah, I saw Microsoft laid off another 20,000
mhm.
people. So it's like, good job hanging in there.
Yeah. I had a hard time with coding problems too.
Oh
So,
boy. Oh, but you'll pick it up. You'll be fine.
yeah,
That's a nice thing. It's like if a company really likes you, they'll mold you until they what they want.
yeah.
It's like it's the person that they fall in love with, and then they mold you from there. So awesome job.
Thanks, Liz.
Okay, let's go some IT people. Somebody that he worked with, but he doesn't know. Roger and he worked together at the same company.
Hey, Jason or Justin, congratulations.
Let's
Um,
let's pretend like we don't know each other.
yeah. So myself, I interviewed three different rounds with Pure Storage, and like yourself, um, I just I didn't see myself fitting in there.
Okay.
You know, it was just a culture. It was okay, but I just felt the people there I wouldn't fit in very well with. So it sounds like you actually had a contact with someone to help you get into this new position.
And Cosm?
Yeah.
No, actually, it was no network. required there, surprisingly enough. Yeah, no, I didn't. After the fact, they had talked to some people at Dell, like their sales rep, to try and get some more information with me. And he reached out to me, and so I now have a new contact there at Dell to, use as a reference. But yeah,
How much different is this job from what you were doing at Dell?
I would say um, they're using a lot of the automation, which I did for about 2 years, and the power scale, which I did for 5. However, um, with as a system engineer, it's going to be creating like, let's set up a DHCP server. We have to set up these, AD servers, and I haven't done that professionally before. So there's definitely stuff that I'm going to grow there as well.
Cool,
vCenter, VxRail, I think they use as well.
cool. Is it a systems engineer position? I think you mentioned that last time.
Yep. Yep. I recommend you check it out. Like, I don't see if it's something that you're interested in. Some of my issues as well was not knowing the role to go for, because I was a software engineer, but I did more automation, and so a lot of the full stack doesn't really pertain to it. A lot of the DevOps somewhat pertains to it, and systems engineer, like, again, there's a little overlap there with DevOps as well. So,
There was a position there. I did look at it last week for a systems engineer, but they were really focusing on a lot of with Windows, and I'm more
okay.
Unix, Linux, so and
Oh,
VMware.
nice.
So wasn't too sure about whether moving on that one or not.
Which,
So
which company was it?
what the one you're going with?
Oh, with Cosm.
That cousin.
Okay.
So
That's probably what I was what I got the job for.
hmm,
So yeah.
it's kind of I found it figured, but they still had to post it out there. So, but okay, that's congratulations. I'm glad to see one
I'm
of us
sure I'm
finally.
sure they're hiring more, but yeah, yeah. I'll keep you in mind, Roger.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
Roger. Now, Jason Trowbridge. We'll hit all the IT people.
Okay. Yeah, no, congratulations on getting the job and everything. And I'm glad you avoided a bad one because that's also one of those that it's kind of nightmarish I've seen people in jobs that they did not enjoy or were actively terrible, and it can really do a number on somebody's mental health and well-being. Um, so I'm sorry you had trouble, grokking programming, things like that. Just so you know, um, I love to talk about programming. So you're so so in the future you could always reach out to me
Okay. Yeah,
and I'll
just
talk your ear off on things like that.
it's the coding challenges are like more difficult than any coding you ever do on the job.
Oh, yes, definitely for interviews. And I will say, because I gave some interviews at Lisa Goldman Sachs for software development, I can tell you the ones that I found most useful, because honestly, just coming up with puzzles, a riddle me this sort of situation is, I think, toxic, but present in a lot of the interview processes.
Hmm.
And instead of a can this person think things through? The
Yeah,
one that I found to be one of the most useful programming challenges was not a riddle that people had to figure out, but instead was, here's what the program should do. It's not doing it. Can you debug and fix the program? Because
yeah,
that's what you're doing the vast majority of the time.
exactly.
And by the way, I can attest that if you want to get geeky, Jason's your guy, man. He is your guy. He can like
That goes out to everybody else too.
Make my head spin. Next up is somebody who just joined later. He's still working, but that's Brad Heaton. Brad was here for Justin. So, Brad, you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but congratulations and good luck in your new adventure.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay. Next up is Arian.
Hey Justin, congrats. And yeah, thanks for sharing a little bit of your story. Thanks for the LinkedIn tip for the jobs. And yeah, it was interesting to hear, the decision you had to make to not go with the one you were less passionate about, and looks like it worked out. So nice.
Thanks.
Next up is Jason, another IT. We're getting all these people that are, oh, I did a replace. I don't want to do a replace. Oh, well. There we go. Get them both up there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not ready to do my landing story yet. And now that he's got me on the left hand of the screen, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, I can fix that.
That's good. Yeah, things need to be right.
There. I
There
don't know
we
what
go.
you're on the bottom. I don't know. That's how my screen looks, of course,
Okay, what does Cosm do? That went pretty quick.
Oh yeah, Cosm is a shared experience. If you've been to planetariums, they've about 70 years of experience in building planetariums. So the Clark Hansen, um, they built those. It's
So it's not
they're
it's
leaning
VR, but
heavily
not
into
VR.
sports right now, and so they'll have like this 12K camera that you're like front row seat watching a football game or basketball game, and you can see this huge screen, kind of like the Sphere in a way.
Or
If
Super
you've seen the
IMAX,
Sphere,
or
it's bigger than IMAX. It's a dome.
really.
Goes all the way up. Yeah, if you've seen the Sphere at Las Vegas, it,
I'm just aware of it. I haven't seen what it
yeah,
really
it's a
is.
scaled back version of the Sphere,
Huh.
one that they can replicate in many areas, and they're going to have maybe 30 by 2030, and they have
So,
two right now.
and you said something about one of the interviews was supposed to scare you away because it was going to be 365 24/7. Uh, that didn't scare you away?
No, no, because
Do you think
it's
he's being
exciting.
do you think he's being honest when he's talking about that? Because that's a crazy way to live, just from my experience.
Yeah, it's entertainment, and so entertainment is, they're big on, so like holidays, that's where everyone goes, right? They
Right.
go to the movie theaters, and so you got to be at least, like it's not like I'm going to be working that day, scheduled to work. It's going to be I'm on
On
call.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like say, that
But
that's
It
a
it
that's a
didn't scare
frightening
me
thing.
away because it's something I'm passionate about. That's what I'll say.
So were you doing work like that with Dell? Was it that kind of a
Um,
schedule?
no, no.
Okay.
No, I was not
Yeah.
24/7, but I also wasn't really passionate about what I was doing at Dell. So there's that too.
Right. That's cool. Yeah. Like I say, doing something that you feel good about is very important. Very
Yeah.
important. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thanks, Jason.
Have fun out there.
Best of luck to you.
Okay. Next up is Chris Hislop.
Hey Justin, congrats, man. It's awesome. You've been on this just a shade longer than me. I started in the middle of March and you were already on. One question, because I think we were different fields, but kind of same journey. Give me some strategies that you practiced when you were getting really discouraged. Because there was a few weeks there, it's like, land views, nothing on the horizon, but I'm here. I mean, you weren't negative, but you were discouraged, and I could kind of feel it because I've been in the same boat. So what kind of strategies did you use to just keep battling and I don't know if I've used the same ones, or maybe I can glean from you. But what did you use to just keep going?
I would say take a break sometimes, do some yard work, do something that you can focus on that you know you can do, because you can't just apply
Shoulder.
24/7.
Yeah.
It yeah. Yeah, I would say take a break is probably the best thing.
Okay.
Spend some time with your family, because that's what you're doing it for, right?
Yep. Well, I saw a couple times one of your little girls got on the call with you. That was awesome.
She's still
So
trying.
that's cool. It's cool. Okay. Well, congratulations, man. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay. Robert, do you have a question?
Um, no, I mean, it sounds like you and I have a similar path. I started a few years on doing tech support. And then later on, I was pretty lucky to get the data engineering. It was kind of a software development and data engineering hybrid type role. And um, so I think we have similar paths. A lot of jobs I see out there have skills and stuff that I haven't had in my last employment. So how did you like talk yourself up on not knowing a lot of those skills? Um,
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I would highlight the multiple roles that you had, and showing that, I had this role for 3 years. I went to the new role. This is my experience for 2 years, and then I had software engineer that I did multiple things, so I can learn anything easily.
Yeah.
So I would highlight that, your multiple roles.
Okay. Another question. I see on your LinkedIn you have a lot of these skills just kind of on your description. Did you have that before you got this role, or do you think that kind of helped you get where you're at, having that?
Um, yeah, I have most of those skills. I think I have worked on in the past.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all I had.
I like that, Robert. You're link stalking people. We're having coffee. That's good. That's good. Okay.
It's my interview. Just kidding.
All right. I think last is Travis. Any questions?
First and foremost, congratulations. I'm stoked for you. Uh, when it comes to essentially transitioning, how did you identify if you actually needed to brush up on anything just to stay current, or if there were any new skills or software packages that you needed? I mean, aside from what's obviously put in the job description, um, how did you go about that?
Um, yeah, so the 2 months that I didn't really have any interviews, I was definitely trying to upskill. Um, very right now, especially with the infrastructure, AWS is you know, cloud is the biggest thing. So I was trying to upskill on that, and trying to pursue the roles I was excited about in upskilling there. Um, I wish I knew how to get a good way to say, I needed to get this to land this interview, um, other than certifications. Um, but I didn't do any of the certifications. I just kind of brushed up on some of the work I'd done in the past, and try to be good enough to, land an interview, land the coding challenge, etc.
I mean, it would certainly help with your confidence in
Yep.
during those. Okay, yeah. As long story short, I'm on the bridge of possibly moving to a different industry or job title transference. So I appreciate it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Justin. Congratulations. Rock on, man.
Thanks.
I'm stoked for you.
Definitely get some feedback from Steve on that transition. I'm sure you already have, but
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Travis. Um, I guess as we wrap up here, hey, thank you for the new piece on LinkedIn. I think everybody's going to be, after we're done, or they're already playing with it while they're listening to you. So any final words for this group?
Just keep your head up, Dax. I know you've been at it for a long time. I know it's hard, and I can't imagine being here for this long, but just want the best for you guys.
Justin, thank you. Let me get to the full view here so we can do a big round of applause for coming today. So round of applause, everybody. Okay.